Hello everyone. So this is an Ari, and if you've kind of seen like my tweets or like my streams, and I mentioned it in like a few videos, I'm really not trying to get like a good ranking this season. I've just kind of I'm a bit burnt out from the like playing meta decks, playing like 6 hours a day, that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd just take a bit of a break this season, and it's been really fun to be fair. Instead of just pushing for rankings because I know it doesn't really matter all that much, just playing a load of nonsense whenever I feel like it. Just going into ranked instead of thinking, oh, I want to play this deck, but I don't want to lose points. In terms of like my MMR, like oh, I've got up to like 2550 or whatever, and I don't really want to play this deck because it's not the best thing I could be playing, and if I lose points I have to make it up. Instead this season I thought whatever, and it's basically giving me like free reign to just play this nonsense on ladder and probably do a fair bit of a win donation. But yeah, so we've been playing a bit of a glace and things like that, and I've been trying to sort of come up with stuff in my head where I'm like, this seems like it's good in my head, but I'm not sure if it'll work. But I don't really want to take it into ladder because I don't want to lose points. All of these ideas have come flooding out, and I've been trying a load of stuff. So last night, at the time of recording, I was playing. I was thinking about it, and I was like, Blades of Glory, Siri, seems fun. So I was playing this with like the discard package, and had a pretty fun stream. And then, like just before I was going to sleep, I was thinking, hang on a minute, we can just do this Hyperthin, can't we? Because this card like cycles you through your deck like absolutely ridiculously fast. I've clicked on the wrong deck again. We can just go like Hyperthin with it, and arguably like it thins better than anything I thought. Like my initial thought was you do it with Nilfgaard because you got T-Ball, and yeah, it just works really well with Nilfgaard because you have so many thinning tools. When I was thinking about doing it for Skellige, the thing that came to mind was how good discard is like quite early on in terms of like cycling through your deck. So when you play like a Scold, for example, not only does it temper you for 8 points, which is really good, it's also like drawing you a card. And so when you include Crow Messenger, thins you by one, Himiskold thins you by two, like each of those. You also have cards like Darren, which will thin you again. So count this up on my hands. Uh, very basic maths. So we've got four thinning, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Is it nine? I think it's nine. And then the leader acts as thinning as well. So we basically have like 10 points, 10 thinning. And when you consider you draw in total 10, and then you draw a three, and then you draw a three, you draw 26 cards. And 10 plus 16 is 26, which is higher than the cards in your deck. So it basically gives you like a very, very consistent way to get through this deck. And I've been really enjoying it. Like, you could arguably cut some of this thinning and it would still be really consistent. So the general idea is like very, very similar to the Nilfgaard list that runs Hyperthin, where you're just looking like round one, get out all of these cards, get all your thinning done, and then round three, just blow them away with like Triss and Yen and that sort of thing. And it's a very similar sort of play style, but I actually found like keeping the thinning until later actually isn't terrible. For example, say if like round one you get your Crow Messengers out, you get your Hime Scolds out, like the Tersiege Skirmishers, maybe you use like a raiding fleet or something. And then when it gets to round three, you've got something like a Burner and Morkvarga in hand. It's actually not too bad at all, to be fair, because provided you like sequence your turns right, and hopefully like the games will kind of show it, as long as you sequence your turns right, it's pretty much fine because then you can use your Triss and Yen and your Blaze of Glory at specific times that then allow you to use your remaining discard cards and not be losing any value. And I particularly like Darren for this example because it you kind of need a backup with these. Like I know some people don't really run like backup cards for Hyperthin, but when you have access to cards like Great Sword, and to a lesser extent Darren, like it's still 7 power. Um, it means that even if you draw into your Jutta, it's terrible, but it's not the end of the world. And the ability to not discard with this is really, really good. Because him is gold, like you have to draw and discard something. Same with Burner. But Darren, if you want, you just play it melee row. You've got 7 points. No big deal. And yeah, I kind of found it worked a lot better than I was expecting. In all honesty, I did have some games at the beginning which were definitely a mess on like an older version. I was running Coral of all cards, but I actually found I had too much thinning. Like Coral was actually too much, so I took Coral out. I took out a Gutting Slash, and I put in the 2 Great Swords, and I found that worked so well. Having that like extra backup, and even in one of the games, for example, we used Yen, and it actually pulled Morkvarg, so it only buffed by 5, so we missed 7 points, and we still ended up winning reasonably convincingly. I didn't mean to back out of that. So yeah, I'll run a few games, and I just want to put it out there, like this is not a meta deck by any means. You're gonna hit a lot of games that are like super inconsistent, but it's really fun. I always like Hyperthin, and Skellige is my favorite faction, so here we are. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy the games, and I will catch you in the next one. So we need to start the thinning now. So we'll play Burner. Like this is actually my first game like playing this degenerate pal. Oh my god, first game playing this degenerate pal, and I mess it up. We'll go again. We'll go again. We'll go again. But we're running Coral nonetheless, and the problem was we literally had too many discard cards. Discard cards, yeah. So we've changed it up a little bit. Really, what we did was we cut Coral, and we put in a couple of Great Swords, cut out a Gutting Slash. So we could play Crow Messenger here. Hand's a little lackluster. I could have played the Boat as well, thinking about it. But I think I want Great Swords in there, really, because I think I was maybe approaching it a little bit different. A little bit wrong, sorry. In that, like, maybe we need to be using Blaze of Glory as more of, like, a thinning tool. And maybe use it to, like, discard, like, a Great Sword or something. Rather than, you know, using it as, like, a finisher. Like, say, using, like, Triss Divination, using Yen, and then you know discarding, revealing Jutta, and then using Blaze of Glory. It felt a bit too clunky. So I reckon this is a little better. Thinking about it, is Crow Mother a 10 cost? I feel like Crow Mother's a 10 cost card. If it's yeah, it must be. It must be. If not, it would be okay to play it. I really want to cycle through some of this, so we're probably going to play Darren to put a Scald in the graveyard, so then we can play it with Prayers and discard the Skirmisher in our hand, cycle through a little bit. And we really need to get like the cycling done early, which I mean you're always going to get with like Hyperthin decks, is like it's very draw dependent stuff. Like if you don't draw the stuff you need to thin out the deck, then you get to round 3. And arguably like this deck has like too much. Oh god, I just hit my keyboard. I was just unplugging something. We had like literally too much thinning, so we didn't get like any, like next to no thinning done in the early rounds. And then we got to round 3 and managed to thin completely down to Jutta and got like super lucky in that. I'd say super lucky, it was a 1 in 6, but we didn't, you know, draw the stuff kind of needed. Kind of didn't need. God, I cannot speak today. Cannot speak today. Yeah, so we'll play Great Sword. Wasn't initially running Great Swords, but I feel like they kind of work. I also should have played that on the same row, because if they're playing Delirium, they've got an easy clear now. But it's alright. It'll be fine. Covenant's interesting. Okay. So we can Darren. I think Darren's correct. And we can put... So we could put Morkvarg in the graveyard. But I feel like Hame Gold is a little better to put in the graveyard. Because it gives us like 8 temper. And it allows us to cycle a little better. Because then we get to play Freya's Blessing out of our hand. Plays out a Scald. Skirmisher gets discarded. We've cycled through. Yeah, Chrome Mother's a 10. The Siri Dream is dead. I'm okay with this. I am okay with this. So we do have the option to like Blaze of Glory, but doesn't seem good. Interesting placement. Right. So we can deal like 8 there. Can we deal 8 there? Rather. Actually can't, can we? Maybe just have to give up the round. We've thinned a reasonable amount. And we've still got plenty of power left in the deck, so it's not all bad. Not all bad. Ermion would just be getting us Freya's Blessing. And we don't have a use for Freya's Blessing. Yeah, I think they're too far ahead. I was considering if we could lead her, but yeah, because if we lead her, we could remove the Covenant, but then we don't have a way to deal with basically anything that's going on. So this combo I like. Definitely like the look of this. So I think because we have Ermion, we maybe want to throw away the Decoction. Triss is nice. We've just got we still have a lot of stuff we need to be thinning through. This could really bite me in the backside, but I think we mull Triss. Okay, that's not so bad. I would expect to push here. Like, I think it would make sense for him to push a little bit. But we can play Siri at least. So we can play the Scald. We really want to be drawing into some of this. I also kind of like the Great Swords now because we're a little less brickable, I guess. We need to get like all of this out of our deck. Interesting. Alright, so this is just going to be draw dependent, isn't it? This is going to be real draw dependent. We have to discard stuff, but we can't really play it. I thought this through so well. Trust me, this deck works. Right, so we don't want Jur in hand. Definitely don't want Jur. So we throw away Jur. We do want to be finding matter. But all in all, I mean, this hand's pretty nice. This hand's close to perfect. It's not quite there, but it's close. So we can res a Burt. We could res a Burt, or we could res a Great Sword. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I think we go Covenant first. Then we can Raiding Fleet and Freya's Alchemy get double Burts up. I think that's probably the way to go. We can Ermion for a Decoction. The good thing is, if we play like our discard cards, then if we draw into something like a Morkvarg, we can just throw it away and it'll come up, so it's not all bad. We just don't really want to be using the discard stuff before we've like took advantage of these being in deck. But it's gonna be interesting. We also can't play Matter Range Draw. Okay, what's getting banished? If it's Greatsword, that's fine. Perfect. Didn't want Greatsword anyway. Okay, so we'll play out the stuff we like don't want to be drawing 1000%, but we want to thin. So things like the Burt, we don't want to draw Decoction, so we probably have to play Ermion reasonably soon, and then we can do the discard stuff. Karathi's interesting. Karathi's definitely interesting. So this is 8 points. It's just whether they'll remove this. I actually don't mind double Burt, to be honest. Double Burt just always looks very scary. And that's good enough for me. Maybe it's a decoction or something like that. Okay, that's something I'm happy to decoction. And then one of these probably gets rezzed, and in like the same turn we can Blaze of Glory and use like Triss. Triss at the moment does at least 5, which is pretty nice. So we probably Triss first, because then it's like a 50-50 for 10 or 12, rather than Blaze of Glory first. So this will get Crow's Eye, and then they'll probably pick a Preacher, so then they'll get Marjoram. And then we can, like, based on what we get from Triss, we can kind of choose what we want to do. Like, if we get, like, 6, for example, we'll be... Oh, okay. That's interesting. So they are taking this slow. I'll probably just play Yen. Of course, we get the worst one. It's still 8 points. Could be worse. Could be better, but it could be worse. And Sigdriffers. Okay, so this is probably where we want to Triss, definitely. Because even if we miss, you know, we hit a crow and then we just Blaze of Glory anyway. Feels good, man. Feels real good, man. Like, Sigdriffers right onto Greatsword really isn't that much worse than Jutta. Since it's like, it's 2 points less, sure, but it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. Seems good. Seems good. I am very happy to Blaze of Glory that. Now, I think the best way to go about this is do the draw, discard the Skirmisher, just so then we have like guaranteed draws coming up where we can like burn it and we know we're going to see Morkvarg, rather than using burner and then being like, right, what do we do? And now I'm thinking about it, it's irrelevant. We need to get Greatsword down as well. So this usually reaches 10 points, provided they don't have removal. Okay, so it gets Decoction, that's fine. So we can burner. We can discard these two. And then hopefully Sigdriffers onto Jutta is enough. Yeah, that's a little too slow, I think. Alright, they've used the leader. They haven't got 19, have they? I don't think that's 19. Oh, let's go, boys. Hyperthin Skellige. That is Hyperthin. None of this, like, 4 units in your deck. If you're not down to 0, You're not doing it right. I've been thinking of making some changes to the list. I mean, if I do, I'll kind of mention here what they are so you can like actually look and see what I did, because I probably won't re-record the intro because I've already done that quite a few times. But I'll just say like, all right, if I made any changes, I will put them like, can't get my hands lined up. It'll be like right here. A little note for editor Harry later to remember to do that, and I'll have like the up to date deck list and stuff. I mean, I may well like make no changes, and then that hand gesture will have been for nothing. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. We can just play Crow Messenger. It's fine. I'm enjoying playing this deck. It's really fun. I mean, we did get the game against Pepega Revenant NR, which that one hurt, man. That one really hurt. We drew really well, but obviously they bled us and killed a 15-point unit. Which hurts. I'm like literally not even against that Blaze of Glorian. A great sword here. Just feels like such a huge commitment. I don't think we ever get away with doing that. Do we? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, so we're definitely not Blades of Glory in a great sword anymore. We will need to just mental note that Ermine's getting kind of low on alchemy cards, so we are going to have to mull some back at some point. This could be worse. This could be worse. So we'll play a long ship. I didn't particularly want to play one out, but just allows us to develop a great sword next turn or something. Or not. Or not. Okay, so we will play a great sword. Just need to bear in mind like how within reach we are. You know, we have like Giga Scorpion, for example, onto the boat. Well, onto actually everything but a 2 with a Giga Scorpion gets us ahead. So it's not all bad. But we're definitely gonna need Covenant of Steel. Definitely gonna need Covenant of Steel later on. That's something I would be very happy to decoction. And I mean, I'm saying that, and actually, I don't think I do. I don't think I want that. So we can develop the other great sword, I think. I don't really know why I'm row stacking. I guess it doesn't really matter because they don't really run row punish. But it's usually not a great idea to row stack like this. Just a bit like the one dude who's running like no diversion and he's running like a lacerate or something. But I probably jinxing it, but I think we're fine. Should be fine. Gigascorp. Yeah, so this is why I held Gigascorpion. I was gonna use it on the drummer. I was like, nah. Remember, Anna's a thing. If this don't get a pass from him, this has to get a pass. Yeah. So we'll play out Siri. And then we can like dry pass. We haven't thinned like tons, which I'm not overly happy about, but we've thinned enough. Because like the discard going forwards is just insane. Been considering like just cutting Burner. But I mean it's not all bad. It's like having these high power units isn't all that bad. Because it just makes like the times when you do brick with your Jutter and things like that is not all bad, because then you know you still have like 6 damage, and it's not like when you play Hyperthin Nilfgaard, for example. I really should have pushed it. I don't know why I dry passed. I was in the middle of talking and was like, yeah, we can do this and that and whatever. But I guess we maybe get like a leader charge from them. Did they AA'd round 1, didn't they? Oh no. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. I should have pushed. Should have pushed. I had in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna push here, but yeah, not enough brain cells. The classic downfall. Not enough brain cells. Okay. Not okay. That goes back. That goes back. So these draws are very sus. Very, very sus draws. So Darren can throw in Morkvarg. Raiden Fleet's gonna get us Longship. And then we got these two sat there. Getting those two is gonna be the problem. And like we can use Burner, but then things get a little scary. Get a little bit scary. I mean, I kind of want to be using like Triss or something early. So from matter, I would rather get Triss than Yen. The shield's going to be like really annoying, but if we can get a Burt and get a Burt to stick, which shouldn't be too much of a problem because they either duel away a Burt or it just sticks. So yeah, not all bad. Right, so we can Raid Fleet this because then it does set us up for like a Blaze of Glory, for example. This is definitely going to be a problem. Yeah, I think we definitely need a Gremist, just because, like, offensively we can get rid of defenders, which is obviously really good. And also, being able to, like, purify the Doomed on things like Morkvarg are actually decent, because it makes them, like less incentivized. I don't even know what words were going to come out of my mouth then. I just couldn't speak. So the question is, Ermion to get out another Burt, which would be really nice. Or Matter to get either Triss or Yen, which would also be really nice. I think we Ermion first. So double Burt, just because Greatsword always gets dueled away. And like most importantly, for example, if they play an Anseus here, a leader charge, it boosts it by 2 and gives it a shield, but then it's like it's not inspired, which is actually really key. So Adelia gets knocked down to 1, which is nice. Very nice. Yeah, so like this gets knocked the shields off. Obviously, like this is becoming a bit of an issue, but is what it is. Perfect. So this does mean we can like Blaze of Glory and Triss in the same turn to like say remove defender. Like we'll probably Triss to kill this. And I realised well, Triss actually won't kill that. Perfect. We're down to 1, won't it? Oh no. Oh no, oh no. This drummer could be a serious problem. Could be a serious, serious problem. I've also realised like Triss can miss. Oh, it's looking spooky. It's looking very spooky. Would it be incredibly ballsy to play a burner here? I think so. I'm gonna do it anyway. Not Joe, not Joe. Who needs skill when you can just have luck? It's really that easy. It's really that easy. I mean, we could have obviously drawn into Yen. Drawing into Yen would have been the perfect one, but that's a close second. That's a definite close second. Himis Gold is now like a dead card because if it draws us Yen, oh no, if it draws us Yen, it's really good. If it draws us it's terrible. Okay, okay, fine. That's gonna go down to 1 and not die. Perfect, perfect. Okay, we'll just play the Covenant. That's fine. And we can play Darren melee row because we don't want to move a card to the graveyard. This maybe even eats a jeweler. We'll have to see. Is there anything useful that Sigdrifer could do? No, it's probably just pulling Jutta. We do have Frey's Blessing, so I guess we're going to be Frey's Blessing for probably Crow Messenger, because it's like 8 points, but it can't be jeweled away as easily as a Greatsword can be. So yeah, I'm pretty sold on like next time playing Frey's Blessing. I'm just gonna hold out on like Triss and stuff for a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna get very sketchy, boys. It's gonna get very sketchy. And so don't disconnect on me now, man. Don't disconnect on me. Alright, we got a 50-50, I think. Feels bad, man. I mean, I guess it's fine, because we can just jot. It's fine. It's fine. Because there's like not even a point in Himis Gold now. It's literally 4 points. Like last player 4 points. Eldika. I think Eldika is alright. Oh, that's such a putting so much in just to get that to stick. It's insane. Yeah, I accept that because I didn't want to put it on there. I don't think this is going to be a win. It's going to be. I'm going to be amazed if this is a win. But I've seen worse. Because no doubt this is like what, like a Selkirk or something, or like an Antaeus, and a Varaxis, or like a War Elephant. So yeah, I've not got high hopes for this one. But I'm just trying to bring my meager little homebrew onto ladder. I can't fit up against Shield Wall, man. Like, I'm not even the best Skellige deck. Yeah, so Freya's Blessing for Crow Messenger. Then we play Sigdriffers. Then we hit Mace Gold. Actually, no, we can just hit Mace Gold first. Wow. Yeah, I really, really, really like the double bursts here. Yeah, so before I inevitably mess this up, I mean, we could play Greatsword. But no, 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 no. No, we never play Greatsword because, so they're going to play 2 more units, and they'll both take pings from this, from like each of these, assuming these stick on the board. So, we're basically gonna deal 4 damage, right? And that means a Greatsword will go to 8, but it's like a prime dual target. Whereas, you know, something like Crookland Messenger, for example, is 8 points, but is like super awkward to duel away. That's interesting. Yeah, so we need to hit Miss Gold. Because we can't put anything down. So they're probably gonna duel away a 7. 8, 9, so we're on even points, they're gonna take away a 7. Varaxis plays for 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's Antaeus. Wow. Because Antaeus takes so much damage here. I mean, surely can like buff it up. Double Jewelers. Oh my god, this is so close as well. No, that's so close. That feels bad, man. That feels bad. We're really close though. Really, really close.